Hey, you guys. Hope you're doing well and hope my voice is okay. I just had three teeth pulled yesterday and my cheek is swollen, as you can see. So I'm going to talk as best I can, but I got to keep this video short. I'm going to go over some trade setups that you could have taken with the Futrix program. And also we're going to go to the live charts on what happened last week in the Forex market as well. So here's the deal. We're still dealing with the tariff war that's going on. Hopefully negotiations will work themselves out pretty soon so that the markets will return back to their normal way of behaving. Right now, the markets are not normal. So take that, for what it is. All right. So tell you what, since we're already on the Forex charts, let's go ahead. I'm going to move myself. I'm going to make myself smaller and move myself right here so we can go through each one of these pairs. Here's some trades that I took. And I told you guys that I moved myself over there. Here's some trades I took. And I did get hit on the stop, but I was still correct. And I hate when that happens. This is why I like using much larger stop losses. Right here, I got stopped out because it pushed up higher than what I anticipated. But it is what it is. I'll probably hit them back next week because as you can see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Which, by the way, I don't know how I got stopped. I'm going to have to check with my broker because I shouldn't have been stopped out. My stop was above this level right here, I believe. But if not, I'll hop back in next week and I'll put my stop above this level over here. That's the highest level. But as you can see, this is a solid resistance level. However, because of the tariff war, the dollar has been struggling, and so therefore any currency that's against the dollar, as you can see, has just been skyrocketing. But again, I'm looking at this range right here on the AUD USD, and you can see it's still stuck right here in this range. So if it breaks out that range and I lose, okay, I understand, whatever. Okay, not normal markets. All right, I don't see anything here that is advertising. Nothing there, nothing there. Nothing there. By the way, there's not a lot of news this week, which is why I'm not covering the news. Because, I seen this trade setup and I said, man, I should take it and I didn't. Oh, man. Oh, man. Look at that huge gap to the downside. Wow. Wow. I seen it too. Way up here. I said, man, I should just slap you right there. But it is okay. All right. Sometimes it seems like the ones you say, nah, I should, but you don't. That'd be the bangers, huh? That's just the way it is sometimes. So bottom line is right here, I think this is going to continue up and retest this level here. It's bouncing off support. This is an uptrend right here. So boom, 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 could retest. And then right there would be a good opportunity on the euro dollar to look for shorts. But I would hold off until it reaches up into this retest range right here. Okay, I really wouldn't touch it. Again, the dollar has been weakened because, and when we get to the dollar setups, you'll see that, you guys. And I'm going to switch over to the Ocean Wave because I see a lot of continuation patterns that you could be following, which is what the Ocean Wave is very good for. It's good for following trends, okay? Following continuations, helping not to get faked out. All right, so right in here, I don't see much of anything here. I'm scooting along. See how this was normally a retested level right here? Let me show you guys this. I'm gonna put a banger right there. So right here, when it retested this level, you see it broke up, came back, retested, and used this as support and bounced on up. So that's going to keep happening. Guess what pair? GU, the dollar. Okay, the dollar and the CAD has been having trouble. Now this one pissed me off. Again, we did have a winning week thanks to the team in the Forex market, but this one pissed me off. I knew it, and this is why I don't like using short stop losses, okay? I know a lot of people like them short stop losses, and normally I don't, but this would happen. Look, came up just a little bit, tapped me out, and dropped right like I expected it to do. But I got y'all Nigarachis next week. I got y'all. No worries. You got me this time, but not next week. But again, as you can see on the thumbnail, we still had a great trading week thanks to the team. Dr. Elvis and Miss Jenny, thank you guys for what you do, and thank you, Miss Donna, for behind the scenes, and my other staff who don't get enough credit. But truth be told, people don't know who you are. That's why I don't bring you up. I'm sorry about that, but nothing personal. But you know what I mean. But you've been rocking with me, working behind the scenes for years, so I appreciate you guys too. But just giving credit where credit's due on those who trade in the markets. Right here, you can see the markets did exactly the same thing again. Shot up and then came right back down. Okay, so That's the dollar. It's all over the place. Okay. So this one was a really good setup right here. Drop to the 15-minute. I'm on the 4-hour time frame, which is where I do most of my analysis. Look at that. Pretty boy. I told you that was pretty. That's a pretty boy right there. Pretty. Pretty boy right there. That's a pretty one. See, that's what I normally look for. I'm looking for resistance right here or support if it's on a buy. Okay. I'm looking for that clustering. Look at that. Look at that. Drop to the 15-minute. Use my Simplicity scanner to send me the alert when it's time. I don't have to watch the charts all day. Turn my scanner on, wait for it, and there you go. And so you can see that was a nice drippity drip, and it's not done in my opinion. Why do I say that? Because it's created a spongy bob square head, so it could pull back up a little bit. Okay, could pull back up, but this is a continuation pattern to me. When it consolidates sideways, is typically going to continue in the same direction of the original trend. And in this case, the trend is heading down. The overall trend is down. This is heading down. So I wait for a nice pullback, and then I will go for the droppy drop. Okay, but we're going to switch over to the Ocean Wave momentarily, and let's see if it's confirming. Now, I do see this double bottom right here, but I'm just telling you guys. I'm just telling you, I see all this, see a strong support, Uncle B. I see something totally different. So I'm going to go to my sexy down. Okay. And I still see it, but I still see it could come down to this level. Okay. I think it has some running room to come down, and possibly if it breaks through this level, then look down here. Okay. Start looking down here, guys. That's where it's going next. Okay. And since the dollar is so weak due to the terrible tariff war, chances are, man, it's not gonna. It may sit here. It may. But if it breaks through here, okay. Y'all already know where it's going. Dollar has been falling like a rock. See, this the daily falling like a rock. Look at that, dropping. That's the daily. Here's the 4 hours. So I'm just telling you guys. Here we go. I'm anticipating that at least coming back and retesting its bottom. But again, if it breaks through, it has. Where can it go next? Let's go ahead and shrink this and see. Ooh, let me go to the weekly. Okay, let's see. Let me go to my blankie. Stanky blankie. All right, take everything, most of everything off. Go to the weekly. And that means it can come all the way down to here, which is the 7,800 level. Okay, it could come down to the 7,800 level. Right there is what I'm seeing. On the weekly, you got to go all the way out. It's dropped so bad. But again, hey, I understand. You know, I ain't tripping. It's the tariff war. I get it. We're trying to rebalance our books before we go broke. I get it. It ain't pretty and this and that. But it is what it is. Now, what I don't agree with is all these job losses. Now, let me say this. Hold on. Let me make myself big real quick. Okay, have I not been warning you guys that a lot of jobs will be lost in the turmoil? I don't like the way this administration is just cutting people's jobs left and right. My wife told me about a lady who was working at her school district. She'd been working there for 10 years, and she just found out yesterday that they're laying her off because of budget cuts. You get what I'm saying? So nobody's safe, and this is why I'm telling you guys to start finding an alternative way of getting your income, because this can happen to you. And just because you have tenure at your job, that means nothing. If they're having financial troubles, that doesn't mean anything. You know, we appreciate all that you've done, but we don't have the money. You know what I mean? Or whatever, little slick story they're going to come up with. This is why I like the industry I'm in. This market doesn't make any excuses. Just, hey, we got plenty of money over here for those who know how to pluck it out. That's the rules over here. If you know how to pluck this money up out of here, then there's no cap on your income and nobody can ever fire you from it. It's just knowledge. Once you understand this market, it's all yours. Okay? And we're going to be going over to the futures market shortly because I got some things to show you guys, which, by the way, I had warned you guys about the futures market. I told you guys what was popping off and what was coming soon. So again, up in our top corner over here, you should see our websites. If you want to be copied on our trades, super easy. Copycat.com is where you can get copied on our trades. We have availability for the indices market, the oil and silvers market, and for the US 30 market. Wait, let me rephrase that. The Forex market, oil and silver markets, and the indices markets are what you can get copied on. If you want one of those or a combo of those, just go to our website up here somewhere, which is Super Easy Copycat. if you want to be part of our live trading Futurix program, the Futures Trading Program, where you're over our shoulder looking at us live and you're taking trades, and you see people giving testimonies of just off of the first day of attending our live sessions, making a lot of money already in a matter of minutes, then hit the other link, which is for Futurix, okay? But either way it goes, there is an unlimited supply of money. You just have to know how to tap into it, okay? And some of you guys have been trying to gun-hole this by yourself and have been very unsuccessful in doing it. How long are you going to keep being stubborn? If you don't know how to do it on your own, come on and join us and come on and make this bread, okay? So let's go ahead and wrap this up here. Let's go to gold. Gold has been shady. I'm going to put myself back over here and shrink my head again. All right, let's go to gold. Okay, gold, it did do a little mini drop, but it's going back up to the top. This thing is not done. So there we go. And I think it could retest this level up here if we're looking at it from a higher perspective. And I would be a buyer, to be honest with you. Right here is where I think it may come back and retest this top. Looking at it from this higher perspective, that's where I think it's going to go. Personally, me personally. I could be wrong, but, somewhere up there, I would be a buyer to the retest. Okay. All right. So now let's move over to the Ocean Wave, and then we'll get over to the futures market. Okay. Let's go. All right. So we're going to run through this pretty quickly. All right. And I'm going to run off of the 30-minute time frame, one of my favorite time frames. And you can see that if we would have caught the trades off of the Ocean Wave, we would have done very, very well for ourselves. Right. Very well. Okay, because you can see from the 30-minute, it just nonstop. It said keep being a buyer. So that's on me. I should have just listened to this instead, huh? No. All right. But I especially follow the Ocean Wave at the beginning of the week because the market tends to stay in the trend. So whichever direction the market was trending in the beginning, it's going to typically stay that way. Here, this is consolidation, so there's really nothing to see here. Okay, all that chippy chop chop, chippy chop chop, nothing. I say absolutely nothing. Now here is where I would be expecting a sell. You can see it's flattened out right here. And we have our consolidation zone right here. You can see that blue. So that means it's getting ready for for more of a drop in my opinion. So I will be waiting for that sell arrow and I will be taking this to the downside, okay? Let's keep going. Let's go back to the 30-minute. All right, so nothing there, nothing, and don't force nothing. If you don't see it, don't force it. You feel me? Don't force it. Either you see or you don't see. Okay, either you see or you don't. If you don't see nothing, just leave it be. It's all good. Don't force it. Okay, nothing there, nothing there. Okay, nothing. I don't see nothing yet. Nothing of importance. Okay. Nothing of importance. Okay, here we go. We got none. Okay, yeah. I will take this to the upside. The dragon. Okay. I see something on that one. I like that. I will take it to the upside. It's flattening out, but typically when it flattens out, that means it's getting ready for an explosion. Okay. But do your own due diligence. See that G? You would have made good profits on it. Look at that all the way back here. So for the dollar pairs, for the GU, AU, Euro, and NZD dollar, use the Ocean Wave. You'll come out a little bit better, to be honest with you guys. You'll come out better. So what I'm going to use these for is I'm waiting for it to make its curvature. Once it curves over, let's go to the 15-minute time frame. See how it's hitting that zone right here? So I'm waiting for this to flip to a sell, and then once I get that flip to the sell, I'm gonna take you back down to the downside and I'm gonna smack them cheeks because you owe me. Okay, again, thank you for my team covering my back. See this is what I'm looking for right here. See how it's flattened out? This is what I'm looking for. See how it flattened? Okay, so once I get that sell arrow right here, I'm tapping them cheeks, bro. I'm tapping them, slapping them cheek meats. Of course, in Jesus' name. No, I ain't gonna even play with God's name. Lord, forgive me, I ain't playing like that. Y'all feel me though? That's what I'm looking for. Okay, this is starting to flatten out too. Okay, we're hitting the blue. The blue means neutral. It means okay, there's possible change coming. Okay, change is in order. So waiting for a sell arrow on that, and then slap the cheeks. Okay, see, wait for that. This is what I'm looking for. Blue. See how it's consolidating. Then gets ready. It already gave this candle. I expected to pull back. Once you get that arrow, sell that thing. Okay, sell it. Sell it. See this? See what I mean? Strong sell. And I told you, see, Ocean Wave is telling me the sale is not over. So I would not be personally on the beginning of the week. I wouldn't be a buyer. I really wouldn't. Okay, it's not finished. Don't look like it's done. Same thing here. See what I mean? It's still not done. Still not done. Okay, still not done. See that? Long consolidation. Okay, long consolidation. So this is still telling me caution, caution, caution. All right, let's look at gold. And you can see gold is still up above. Let's go to the 5 minute on gold on the ocean. Let's see what it's talking about. Okay, that's a little choppy. Let's go here. See it pull back, hit that zone, and it could come back up and retest that level. So that's what I'm looking at, y'all. All right, so let's switch over to the futures market. My new love of my life. Okay, love the futures market. The futures market. Look, I've named it for us. So right now on what you're seeing on screen, I got it all shrunk out a little. This is the Asian market. And yes, we're going to be trading the Asian market first week of next month. Okay, this is April. So in about 2 weeks, we're going to be launching the futures market for the futures traders who want to trade in the evening session. Okay, so that is coming up in 2 weeks, and closer to the time I'll make an announcement so you guys can join and you'll know what time that we're going to be doing it. So it'll be at a time when you're off work. Okay, when you're off work. But let me show you the New York session, you guys, where you can kind of see what's beautiful about the futures market is you don't have to be in it long. You know, we got our breaks right here and tap to take profit. Okay. This one here, if you want to wait patiently, we got a break right here, a pullback, and then boom, got them. And this is all in one session. So you could have won one trade, two, and here's the third. Went sideways and then dropped and hit the third target. 3 winners in one day. I'll repeat that again. 3 winners in one day. I am doing very well to have 3 teeth pulled, huh? Just yesterday. Painkillers help. Okay. All right. Here's the Asian session. Okay. Looking very pretty. Took a little time. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. And bam, we got our break. And the thing went sideways, kept on going, and eventually hit target. Okay. The beautiful part of what I like about the Asian session is that it's slow. Okay. You don't have much volatility because this is technically, the futures market is technically a U.S. product. It is a U.S. session product. And because it's a U.S. session product, most of the hyperactivity is going to be happening. As you can see, hyperactivity is going to be happening when? During the U.S. session. So if you can find the perfect time to start trading in the futures market for the Asian session, which I'll make that announcement when we start on 2 weeks, you'll see it's going to be very slow. Don't expect it to be overnight. Let me rephrase it. Don't expect it to happen in a moment of minutes. But the good news is when it happens, and you can actually just rest, go watch a movie. You know what I mean? Because the market is slow. Okay. So either way it goes, that was another winner. Okay. All right. So now we back at the New York session. This was Friday. Okay. And right here, you see we had our break, but it didn't work out. And here's what I want to show you. All of those trades, almost every single one was a winner. Okay. But when you guys come, I'm going to show you this so that you'll have a bias and understanding. And this is why I always check my charts over here. Okay. I check my charts over here just to double check. And I even posted a video showing you guys, hey, I think that this is going to go down. I said my bias, I said it can break to the upside. Okay. I told you all that. Okay. I said it can break to the upside, but I said technically I'm really looking for sales. Okay. I told you that in the video. Okay, in the video that I posted, I said, man, I'm really expecting it to sell. I see what it's doing, but, okay, we did have our pullback, and this is where the analysis comes in that I was doing. I'm seeing this thing was heading to the downside. Let me go ahead and mark this up, because this is what I do. I check over here a little quick, just a quick glance, just to see, okay, what you doing over here, bruh? What you got going on over here, bruh? What you got going on? Okay, so what did that tell me? Downside movement. I see this trend is pulling, and I see right here it went up because it bounced off support, came up, which means it gave a short pullback. But I said, no, but I something bothering me about this. And here's what I saw. Okay, that's what I saw. Overall on the 4 hour, you guys can see exactly what I was seeing. Okay, so that's why my bias was to the downside. However, because you're holding the futures trade so short, the long term doesn't always matter. It can help a little bit, but it doesn't always matter. I'll repeat that. It can help a little bit, but it doesn't always matter because you're in and out in a matter of minutes. You're not holding these trades long term. And that's good because a lot of the futures brokers or prop firms, let me rephrase it, a lot of the prop firms don't want clients holding trades past 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Most of the prop firms I'm dealing with, they want you to have all trades closed before the market is closed at the end of each trading day, which is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So a couple of minutes before the market opens, always double check that you've closed out your trades if you're using one of these prop firms, because as many of them, that's their rule. They don't allow holding overnight. So with that being said, I don't need to think about what's going to, if I hold it during the London session, you ain't got to worry about that because you're already done. Whatever session you're in, close it, be done with your trades. That's what I like about it. Okay, you're in, you're out, you're done. But it is good to have a bias so that you can kind of have an understanding of where the market may be going, because this is where the banks and institutions may be going with their trades. Why? Because they're not under the scrutiny or under the rules of a prop firm. They run their own show. So therefore, if they are seeing it from the long-term perspective, it does help for us to see it from the long-term perspective as well, to say, okay, where would most of the big money people be placing their bets? Would they be placing it to the downside or would they be placing it to the upside? Why? Because they are not working for prop firms. They dictate their own money and they're going to base it on the long-term trend. So if that is the case, then it's not bad for me to go over here, check Simplicity and the Sexy Analyst and say, okay, where is the typical place where they're going to go? And as you can see, and I told you guys this in the video that I recorded on Friday, I said, I believe it's going to go to the downside. It was a pullback, yes, and then boom, you can see it right here. So now with that being said, let's head back over to the futures market. Right here, we had a breakout, but you can see it was short-lived. Why? Because the overall bigger money was where? Placing their bets to the downside. So, hey, if it want to poke its head out, we'll play around and see what you're going to do. But in the end, who was right? There we go. And this was a winner there. Okay. Now, later on, it came back and said, okay, enough to the downside. We want to bounce. That's cool. And like I said, you can play this up and down. You can play it up and down. All right. So we had a break right here. Came back, scared your little draws off, but boom, another winner. Cool. Not a problem. All right. And that was that. So again, guys, you can make money in the Forex market. You can make money in the futures market. You can make oil and silver money with Dr. Paisley. Dr. Elvis, he trades the Forex, oil, and silver markets for you. Miss Jenny trades the indice markets. We got the gold markets. We got all that stuff. So both of these links that are up at the top right up here, you guys, go ahead and just click on any one of these links at the top. Again, if you want to be copying on our trades for the Forex market, indices market, gold and oil and silver markets, then you want to join the copycat. Okay. If you want to start trading live in the futures market where you are on your own TradingView account and you're just, you're in there with us looking at what we're looking at, Jenny's giving a breakdown, or like I said, I'm going to be giving breakdowns. You're going to see me trading live. You heard trading live, all that good stuff. Then you want to be in the Futrix program. Okay. And it's dirt cheap. Anybody can afford it. So I don't want to hear no noise. We are one of the least expensive companies in this industry. We did that on purpose because we got a lot of clients who are living in different countries around the globe. So we want to make sure we can make it affordable for everybody and give you good value. Okay. Education and value is what you get over here. All right. So hopefully you enjoyed that video. And what about the news for the week? I just told y'all who was watching from the beginning. The good news is we ain't got much news this week, so it was nothing that I saw on the news coming up this week that was even worth our trouble. But for the sake of argument, I'll just pull it on screen so we can see that together. Okay, so let me shrink my head again, get it out the way. All right, so right here, we're looking at the news. Of course, this is Easter. So at the time when you're watching this, it's Easter. You probably got your Sunday best on, okay? But I'm going to post it later in the evening so that, after you full and, hung out with everybody and maybe you'll watch the video, okay? But you can see it's Easter Sunday, so no news there. Nothing here on Monday, nothing of importance. Tuesday, we don't have much of anything right here, okay? Nothing. I will tell you guys, when they have weeks like this where there's not much news, the following week is where they unleash some stuff. So I'll pay attention to that next week. Wednesday, we don't have much of anything except for when you're trading we have the PMI numbers coming out for Euro, but of course, you've been taught to wait till about 4 to 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, before you look for trades. Why? Because by that time, all this news stuff is already over anyway. Same thing with the pound, so nothing to worry about there. For the U.S. dollar, they have one big day where the PMI numbers are coming out. That'll probably shake up the indices a little bit more, but typically by the time we're looking at trades, that's already over. So that's that. Outside of that, guys, see, there's really nothing. We have the jobless claims, which that's nothing, no big deal there. So durable goods, that's going to give a little jerk in the market, but not much. Okay. Existing homes and blah, 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 blah. But nothing that's going to really impact the Forex market itself, the currency markets. So, like I said, we don't have much of anything to worry about, guys. So, again, hit any one of these links. If you want Forex stuff and oil and silver indices and gold, then you want to go to up there to our link, which is the Super Easy Copycat. And if you want to go over here for the Futrix, you are welcome to do so. Let me say one more thing that's critically important before I let you guys go. There are tons and tons and tons of scammers out there right now saying that they're Uncle P, saying that, oh, come to my Telegram. I'm getting it almost every week now, and it's ridiculous. Where people are saying, oh, I'm Uncle P, here's my channel, send me some Bitcoin, or do this, do that, that, and the other. If you didn't see my face and you don't hear me saying it, it is not me. You don't even need to email me. Automatically rebuke them people in Jesus' name. Rebuke them scammers in Jesus' name. Because why? They are lying. If you don't see this is why I do things where you can see me. I do it where you can see me. You can see that it's me. These other channels is hiding behind the scenes, sending you private messages, trying to add you to the groups and add you to their groups and WhatsApp and this and that. And they doing everything secretly. And then they trying to put you out on offer secretly and this and that. If you don't see me, I'm bold. Okay. I've been doing this for years. For years. As a matter of fact, I just checked my YouTube channel with all the number of views and all the number of videos. They said I have done over 870. This will be video number 875. 875 videos, and they said I've been doing this since 2018. 875 videos. You've constantly seen my face. So anything that we got going on, you're seeing me talk about it. Okay? And now with these new recorded videos, I'm putting our company links so you can see the spelling, because I wouldn't be surprised if some idiot is going to try to duplicate our website by adding an extra letter. So therefore, it's me because it's on my channel and you see the exact names of the websites up top somewhere up here, okay, up in this area, okay? Therefore, I did that on purpose so that from now on, any question about anything, you know exactly who you're dealing with. You know exactly who you're talking to. You know exactly what companies you're dealing with. And for the Futrix program, the Futures Trading Program, we will never, ever, ever have a social, no Telegram and no Discords. Nowhere where these scammers can say, oh, yeah, hey, this is Uncle P and, send me some crypto and I'll take care of trading your futures account for it. It will never happen because we will never, ever, ever have a Discord channel and we will never, ever, ever have a Telegram channel. Ever. Ever. You're hearing it live from me. I will never have one. Once you click onto our website on Futrix.com, you'll click on course tutorials and everything you need is always going to be right in there. Okay. The links to join our live classes, how to watch the replays. And somebody asked, hey, can you post the replays on YouTube? No, we're not. Because I realized, we're giving away too much value as it is for free. I'm giving away free videos all the time. I'm doing stuff. I'm trading live for you guys just to show you what you can anticipate. That's more than enough free stuff. And I've been doing free classes for the last several years. You know what? You guys got more than enough free. Okay. So, the little $97 a month to be doing 10 and 12 live sessions with us. And you get access to the replays. That's going to be solely just for our members. Okay. Now, I'm not going to be putting everything out on free for no more. Okay. If you value what I'm bringing, if you value what my team is bringing, then to be in the futures program for $97 a month, that's just like $8 a session. Where else are you going to get that? You understand what I'm saying? Are we worth $8? So if we're worth $8, then you'll pay for it. You'll have the links. You'll have the same indicators that we're using, and you'll have access to the replay. $8 a session. Anybody could afford that. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, guys, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into my video. Again, the links are at top, and I look forward to doing some trading with some folk. I'm happy. I'm excited. Peace.